Hello, Frank, I'm Asia. So today I'm coming with a review and offering from the house of Pierre De Velay, led by Rochadov. We're going to be looking at number 11. I did a review on number 1, so I'm going to leave the link below if you're interested in checking that. As always, with Rochadov presentation, stunning there. Starting with the box, you have black, this orange Art Deco theme there, 11, Pierre De Velay, Parfum. At the back, you have Made in England, and then at the top, you have Pierre De Velay. Inside that box, you have a coffret that is black with gold accents, Pierre De Velay. The number is not actually imprinted at the top there. And then this has a magnet, so it has a little bit of resistance when you open it. And then you have Pierre De Velay in the inside, and then the bottle sits there onto the bottle. Beautiful Art Deco looking bottle here, gold. Orange here, 11, Pierre De Velay. At the back, you have Made in England, and then you have the batch information at the bottom, and then the cap is actually really heavy. And the spray is just amazing. You can actually control the spray there. Do you see that? Just amazing. And the smell, let me tell you, this is a unique fragrance. Just amazing, clean, refined, not as retro or oak moss heavy as some of his major offerings there, but let me jump into the scent. So this fragrance has a beautiful contrast that I really enjoy. So let me start by saying that this fragrance is linear. So what I got in the opening is pretty much what I got in the dry down, just with a lesser intensity than what I got in the opening. So pretty much at the top, and I get two different layers. So at the top, what I get is pretty much a thin rose, but not a transparent one. So you're not gonna get anything that is deep, red, lush rose. It's a thin rose, but not transparent, like I said before. That is further embellished by some slightly citrusy, slightly tart, sweet, spicy tone coming from pink pepper, and something that reminds me of rhubarb. And then in the base, what I get is a powdery tone along with a dry, woody, clean, dry, woody base. That's pretty much what I get out of the fragrance. So the base, pretty much the powderiness that I get is coming from orris. And then here, if growing up, you've been in a classroom where the teacher is using white chalk on a blackboard, and then you've been called before to go and erase the blackboard, that dust or dry, dusty, powdery accord that you get while you're erasing the blackboard, that's pretty much what I get out of the fragrance in the base. So I get a powdery, it's so more texture than a smell per se. So the orris root here gives that like powdery texture to the fragrance, and I also get a dry, woody base. In between, I also get a musky vanilla, but because of the contrast between the first layer, the thin rose, tart, citrusy, spicy there, and then the base being a powdery, dry, woody accord, the musky vanilla tone is not really perceptible. That powderiness and a dry woody is actually covering up the musky vanilla, but I do get a slight sweetness that is coming from something that smells like vanilla, and then a tiny bit of muskiness. But without emphasizing on the musky vanilla, because those are subtle tones, I'm gonna go in and recap and then say that pretty much what I get out of the fragrance is a thin but not transparent rose, embellished with a slightly citrusy, tart, spicy, sweet pink pepper, and then rhubarb like fruitiness, not too fruity. And in the base, I get a texture that reminds me of a powdery orris and a dry, clean, woody base. That's pretty much it. If I was going to use words to describe how this fragrance feels, I would say clean, semi-powdery, woody, rosy, citrusy, a little bit tart, sweet, spicy, elegant, can easily be a signature scent, but is really unique. I don't think I've smelled anything like this before. What makes this one unique is the pairing between the rose. Again, the weight is not, it's not going to be anything close to the oriental roses that he has in his collection that I'm talking about, Roja. It's going to be something different. So thin but not transparent, along with the pairing with the tart sweetness, and then the contrast with the base, that powdery texture from the orris root, and then the dry woody accord. It almost seems like these two layers don't fit together, but it's seamless here. That's what makes this fragrance really pleasant for me. And the beautiful scent bubble that it creates around you, long lasting and just pleasant. Like I said, it has a unique factor to it. Now, when I was testing this during the heat, during summer, I got a little bit, a tiny bit of earthiness, either coming from patchouli or oak moss. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it's like a faint earthiness that I got out of it. Not really noticeable, but it was definitely there when I was testing it during summer, but during the fall, I'm not getting that at all. Now, in terms of performance, like I've mentioned before, I hinted at before, this one lasts a long time, 10 plus hours of longevity. Projection is amazing for like 5 hours. It tones down after the 5-hour mark, but you're gonna get this beautiful scent bubble around you, light, rosy, the slightly citrusy accord. It's just amazing in the air. It's almost like the powdery tones from the orris are what are carrying that beautiful scent around you, or creating that beautiful scent bubble around you. Really unique. So coming back to performance, overall, it is amazing. Now, in terms of seasonality, I would say, given the contrasting element, the base, and then what I get out of top, the first layer, I can easily wear this one year round, paired with the performance there. Yeah, easily all year round. Now, in terms of gender, I would say this is unisex, but if you don't like powdery cores, this one you might not like. If you don't like rosy, of course, not a lush rose like I said, there's a thin rose, but still, if you don't like rosy, of course, I don't think you're gonna enjoy this one along with the powdery tone. Keep that in mind if you're sensitive to powdery or slightly rosy fragrances. For me, I think it is unisex. Now, moving on to occasions, you can wear this one anywhere. Date, formal event. It's so elegant. Again, refined here because of the weight and then the airy nature of it. Yeah, I can see myself wearing this one in any type of occasion. But again, it's a unique fragrance, but it's not too daring or out there. It is like comfortable but unique. That's what I meant to say. So in any situation, I can see myself wearing Pierre De Velay number 11. Now on to rating. So like most Roja d'Or fragrances, they're kind of spendy. This line retails for £495. You can find them at Harrods and in the Roja d'Or store. I've actually heard a couple of people from the US were able to order it from the Roja d'Or store, actually have them shipped to the US. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to the store. Now the first edition of the Pierre De Velay line, thought the bottles were kind of cool. I'm going to put a picture here. They retail for £195 at a time. And then fast forward a couple of years, change in packaging, £495. So definitely a price increase. But before I even bought these, I was aware of that price jump, the increase there, but it didn't deter me from getting it. The way I approach my journey is that if I'm interested and I'm curious about a line, even if it's spendy, if I'm curious about it and I'm really curious in general, I'll put anything that I'm not enthused about in the back burner. If I need to save for a couple of months, I would do it and I will get what I'm really interested in. And that's what I did for these fragrances or this line. And I'm really pleased that I did that really great line here. Going back to rating, little pricey there. Presentation is great. It's unique, but it's versatile fragrance. I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a great fragrance worth trying. So if you've tried anything from the house of Pierre De Velay, let me know what you think of 11 if you've tried that, or which one is your favorite so far from what you've tried from the line. Again, thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and then take care.